Welcome back to Ride JBI. This is JB. Today I finished up a suspension service and update on this 2006 YZ325 KYB suspension. A couple years ago, Ride JBI was part of a collaborative bike build for a 2006 YZ250 that was modified into a YZ325. This bike was tested by David Pingree of Vital MX at the time, before he had gone off on his own and started his own Whiskey Throttle Media. You can find that test on vitalmx.com, or it's probably easier to find on Vital MX's YouTube channel. Just look up Yamaha YZ325. David Pingree was very impressed with the overall build and the suspension. In this video, I'll highlight the modifications that we did to the suspension in the original build and also the settings update we did just this week. The front forks are the KYB SSS. This is the first generation of the KYB SSS, as this is a 2006 model bike. As you can see, the top fork cap has been changed out for a blue fork cap. And we also have the Zeta rebound adjusters on the bottom. To be honest, I'm not really a fan of the Zeta rebound adjusters. However, the customer wanted to utilize them, so we did. What stands out to me is just that the clicker indentation, as when you click it, it's just not as, let's say, solid of a feel when you make clicker adjustments compared to the OE clicker. The axle lugs were anodized black, and the inner tubes received the JBI suspension DLC coat. The upper tubes were treated with genuine Kashima coat. The suspension was originally revalved for motocross riding and for the original owner of the bike. Now that the bike has been sold, the now owner of the bike weighs a little bit less than the original. So what we did was we utilized some softer springs and we updated the internal valving settings to our latest JBI suspension motocross spec. Since we did this suspension 2 years ago, we have learned a few things since then, because we are always doing continuous improvement and testing of our setups to see where we can get better. And since we had some updated settings, we wanted to share those with this customer during this fork and shock service. As you can see, we elected to go with the SKF dual compound seal. If you're unfamiliar with the dual compound seal, what that means is two different types of rubber. Well, actually, sorry, the same type of rubber, just a different durometer, meaning how soft it is utilized. The green rubber is a harder durometer and the red one is a softer. The green one is a great one, acting as a wear guard, and a dust seal is nice and tough, so it can push off any dirt or debris that sticks to this tube. And the red color softer durometer is used as a sealing application. The softer durometer is better for sealing as it makes a good fit inside of this tube. And also the oil seal lip is made out of this red color also. Being a softer durometer, it allows that oil seal lip to follow the tube a lot better compared to the harder durometer, the green color. Very neat design and idea by SKF. Internally, we also have our JBI Pro Perch, which obviously you can't see right now because that's inside of the forks. But all these parts, such as the Pro Perch and the SKF fork seals, and all of these services, such as the DLC coatings, the Kashima coat, and the anodized fork lugs. All of those items are on ridejbi.com, and they have their own product page. Each product page is rich with product descriptions, has lots of media images of the various examples and previous work we have done in the past, and even videos also. At ridejbi.com, we try to be very in-depth about all the products and services that we offer. Here is the KYB shock that was also revalved and modified to match the front forks. The shock body also received a Kashima coat. Select parts of the shock were anodized black, such as our nitrogen cap, our compression clicker housing, and also some of our bump stop assembly pieces right down here. The shock shaft received our JBI DLC coat, and we also utilized an X-rig preload adjuster for ease of making shock spring preload adjustments. The shock was also serviced and updated to our latest JBI suspension motocross spec settings. This was a really fun build to do 2 years ago, and it was really fun to revisit again. The bike only had about 15 to 20 hours of ride time on it, so the suspension is still in some really good shape. Not a lot of wear items are needed during this rebuild. The main takeaway was updating the spring rates to be matched with the new owners / rider's weight, and then also update the settings inside of the suspension as well. The new owner of this Yamaha YZ225 is going to be very pleased with their new JBI suspension custom tune setup that is now set up specifically to them. All JBI suspension services and parts can be found at ridejbi.com. And if you'd like Ride JBI to do your suspension, please give us a call or send us an email, and we can discuss the year, make, model bike that you have, which options are available, and which setup would be most advantageous for you.